All right, let's dive right in and tear down the walls of the proprietary trading industry. If you've ever found yourself wondering how everyday retail traders are suddenly getting their hands on massive institutional capital, and, well, why the vast majority of them completely failed trying, you are definitely in the right place. In this explainer, we're going to take a very realistic, highly disciplined look at the real prop firm playbook.
So just imagine for a second trading $100,000 without risking a single dime of your own life savings. That is the massive leverage modern prop firms are offering to everyday traders right now. I know, it sounds like an absolute dream scenario, right? But the reality? It's actually one of the most rigorous psychological tests of risk management in the entire financial world.
Here is our quick roadmap for this explainer. We'll be covering the rise of prop trading, how prop firms actually work, the evaluation challenge, strategies for funded traders, and finally, why most traders fail.
Let's kick things off with Section 1, the rise of prop trading.
Picture this. Back in the 1980s, accessing real capital meant relying on Wall Street banks who were pooling funds for a super exclusive club of retail traders. Basically, you had to be in the room. But post-Volcker regulations in the 2010s basically forced those banks right out of the game. And that vacuum, that gave birth to today's online prop firms. Now, the whole market is completely democratized. You can literally access global markets from your kitchen table for an evaluation fee of like $100.
The contrast here between a personal account and a prop firm account is literally night and day. With your own personal account, your risk is dangerously high because you're playing with your own hard-earned savings. Plus, if you withdraw profits, your purchasing power physically shrinks. But a prop firm completely flips the script. Your personal risk is capped at just that initial small evaluation fee. You're essentially renting up to $100,000 in capital, and the account actually scales up even as you take your profit splits.
Moving right along to Section 2, how prop firms actually work.
Okay, get ready, because we are about to bust what is probably the biggest myth in the entire industry. When you pass an evaluation, you are trading on a simulated account. Yeah, you aren't actually placing direct trades into the live market. The firm provides a demo environment that mirrors real markets down to the millisecond. Yet, and here's the crazy part, the payouts you receive are cold, hard cash, drawn directly from the firm's own revenues.
So you might be wondering, where exactly does that real cash come from? Well, it's a fascinating and honestly somewhat ruthless ecosystem. The evaluation fees from the traders who fail essentially bankroll the hefty payouts for the disciplined minority who actually succeed. Add in partner brokerage spreads and the fact that firms use algorithms to copy their best, most consistent traders' data into real live markets, and you've got a business model built entirely on identifying an edge in managing risk.
Which perfectly sets us up for Section 3, the evaluation challenge.
This right here, this is the gauntlet you have to run. Step 1 is the challenge phase. You've got to hit a strict profit target to prove you have actual, repeatable skill, not just dumb luck. Step 2 is verification, which features a slightly lower target just to confirm your consistency. And only after surviving both of those do you finally reach Step 3, the funded phase. This is where your proven discipline unlocks profit splits ranging anywhere from 70 to 100%. So yeah, you definitely earn your stripes before you ever see a dime.
And these are the strict risk parameters governing every single challenge. You might be aiming for a profit target of, say, 8 to 12%, but hovering right below that is a daily loss limit of 3 to 5% and a maximum overall loss of 6 to 10%. Listen, these are not gentle suggestions. They are absolute, hard-coded boundaries. If you breach them, your evaluation is instantly terminated. Period. Firms are testing your ability to defend capital, not just multiply it.
All right, let's jump into Section 4, strategies for funded traders.
Surviving this game means picking a lane. Day trading involves sitting through full market sessions and closing every single position out by the final bell, which means absolutely zero overnight risk. Swing trading, on the other hand, requires way less active screen time but leaves you exposed to unpredictable overnight market gaps. So the right choice really depends entirely on your own personal psychology and your ability to manage that gap exposure without accidentally triggering the firm's strict drawdown limits.
1%. Honestly, that is the absolute magic number for survival here. In the prop space, you absolutely must keep your risk incredibly tight. We're talking ideally risking no more than 0.5% to 1% of your account per trade. Think about the math for a second. If your daily loss limit is 5%, risking just 1% gives you 5 distinct attempts to find your edge before you're out. It mathematically guarantees that a single bad trade isn't going to blow your entire challenge.
And finally, Section 5, why most traders fail.
Let's look at the cold, hard facts of this industry. An 85% fail rate. Yikes, right? The vast majority of traders just do not make it. But why? Well, human nature makes people treat this evaluation like a lottery ticket. They come in swinging for the fences, looking for quick riches, rather than treating it like the stringent, highly controlled risk management exam it actually is.
When traders wash out, they almost always fall into one of these 5 fatal traps. They ignore their daily drawdown limits. They jump in blindly without a back-tested, proven strategy. They let a single annoying loss trigger a total cascade of emotional revenge trading. Or, they simply fail to read the fine print, like holding trades over weekends or during major news events. But the absolute most common mistake? Rushing to hit those profit targets instead of just accepting steady, boring, incremental gains.
Overall drawdown rarely takes people out. The true silent killer? It's the daily loss limit. Look at it this way. On a $100,000 account with a 5% daily limit, if you lose exactly $5,001 in a single day, boom, your challenge is instantly terminated. Even if you are up 20 grand for the month, literally one emotional afternoon where you lose your discipline will permanently suspend your account.
The legendary Paul Tudor Jones actually put it perfectly. He said, playing defense is the most essential rule in trading. Protect what you have so you can keep playing the game. And that is spot on. Success in the prop trading industry is entirely about capital protection. Firms are not out there looking for reckless offensive players. They're actively hunting for defensive managers who know exactly how to protect the downside.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, the ultimate question you really have to ask yourself is this. Are you truly ready to manage risk, or are you just gambling for a quick payout? True edge in the markets doesn't lie in your technical analysis. It lies entirely in mastering your own psychology and strictly following the rules. Keep learning, stay disciplined, and I'll catch you next time.